3, 2, 1. Okay, start now. So, SharePoint. Start from here.
Okay, so you click on open site. Okay, so you go to the site you want to open. In this case, we will do home test. Okay, open the site. Okay, so now you have this site. You identify the list you want to create the workflow on. So in this case, you want to create it on invoice listing. Create workflow list. Okay. So now give it a name. So let's call it test. Okay. Now it's creating test. Okay. You decide how you want this workflow to start, whether it will change every time an item is created or whether it will start every time an item is changed. Okay, so normally most of the time we will use start workflow automatically when an item is created. Okay, now let's go back to editing the workflow. So you have multiple options here. You can use if conditions, or you can use just now use the COAO list. I'll just jump straight to the COAO list. So we create an approval workflow. Okay. You can rename the workflow by clicking on this and renaming it. The current item is the list invoice listing. These users are now where we want to focus on. So we go to look up a user from SharePoint itself. So the user is in the COAO list. So this is the list we want to focus on. And if we are creating the start approval workflow for the certifying officer, then we focus on the certifying officer. You can change this to display name, email address. Okay, this is up to you on what is your need. Let's just pick email address. Now the find list item is trying to identify which list item goes to which person. Okay, in this case, it is department to department. That's the matching item, right? So we are matching department to department. Okay, this field is from the COAO list. This field is from the invoice listing list. Okay, this is just telling you that there's no way of guaranteeing a single value. Okay, it will just use the first value it finds. Alright, so click OK. Then you can insert tasks, right? Titles of it. You can give a special title by adding the function boxes here, right? So let's say just now the example I gave was the invoice number. Okay, so the title will hold the invoice number. You can click the three dots to add more info. Invoice to certify. This one you can change it. You can add on to it as much as you want, depending on need. Okay. Then the instructions is basically the whole body of what you want to say to the person you're writing to. So dear CO, you can write anything you want. This invoice is for you. Whatever this, you can include, or you can using add or change lookup. You can add more lists to this. You can add the description. You can add the department. You can add anything. Okay, you can combine them into one single sentence also. For example, description from, then you can see whatever the description from SEG will happen. It will appear this way. It's like a mail merge kind of thing, right? So you can type in anything you want. Mention, okay, for example, you can OFN, whatever the proper duration of the task. All right, due date for the task, I guess, is we mentioned just now, you have to create a due date outside the workflow here. Okay, so now that's done already. So effectively now we have created an approval workflow that will look up the certifying officer in the COAO list. Yeah.
That's all.
No, is there any other things you want me to share?
How do we okay, just now I saw there are many buttons, right? How do we customize the button? Like we like to have a certified,
alright,
approve.
Okay, cool. Reject. So from this point, you click on the process that you want. Okay, so you can rename it. So let's say this is the certifying process. Okay, Then here are task outcomes are the buttons you can change. So you can keep adding new buttons. As many as you wish actually. Okay, but then you can name them by just clicking on it. So you can call this certified. Okay. Yep. So you can name it anything. You can have a whole bunch depending on need. Then that's it. You can also have, okay, some of these settings I'm not too sure, so you have to go around and play. You can say no reassignment allowed. Means it's forced to this person. Change requests, you have to read. If I'm not, can read it, check up a bit more. But if I'm not wrong, this means that if it wants to change, it will have to check somebody else's whether it can be changed. Right, so it's normally just reassignment is allowed. Yep. These are the things I know. So now what happens is you have created already a workflow that will has 4 buttons. And it will look up the department to sync.
So if I would like to add AO,
yes,
after this certifying workflow is approved,
then you just have to create
AO.
Yeah, then you can create a second.
Start again.
Yeah, a second workflow now. Okay, so approval workflow. This one you can even go through the action step to find start approval. You can do it here. So this is just a quick shot. So approving. Just now I called it certifying and approving. Maybe you imagine you want to leave it here. Correct. All right. So let's go. Then now you do exactly the same thing. Right. You look up the workflow. It's in the COAO list. But this time it's not the certifying officer.
Yeah, approving officer.
It's in the approving officer. Okay, so let's imagine for email. Okay. And but the matching is still the same. You're matching by department. So you're still looking it up by department. Yeah. So it's matching department to department. Done. Same. Okay. Then you can add in all the different things. You can add in dear, AO, okay. OFN. Duration up to you again. Okay. Done. So what will happen is that after this is approved, then it will start this one.
Okay. So after this, then we do a publish, right?
Yes.
Can I do publish?
Yeah, go ahead. So if I'm not wrong, okay.
Okay, now what do you see?
So it's already done. You can go to where's your SharePoint? Sorry, where's your okay. So now you can go to the list.
Okay.
Sorry, you go to the invoice list. You go to the workflow settings. And you should be able now to find test.
Okay.
This is the workflow we created.
Okay.
Yeah. So now then this tells you how many processes are being run for test. At the moment, no invoices are using test. But once you start invoice, it will add 1 here already.
Okay.
Can?
Can.
Alright, cool.